Hi, I'm Allison David, and I am one of the matchmakers here at Midwest Matchmaking. And today I'm going to be sharing some of the most common reasons why singles come to us when looking to find love. I think there's a common misconception that the people that we work with either can't get a date for some reason or have a hard time doing so, and that's simply just not true. Most of the people that we work with are really great singles who have a great job, great family, kids, all those different things, but they simply just don't have the right time or the options available to them to find the right person. And it can be really frustrating when you are single and you don't even know where to look. So if you're someone who's regularly meeting people that you have nothing in common with, it might be a good time for you to consider calling us here and talking to someone on our matchmaking team. Unlike the dating apps, we actually will take the time to review every single one of our client profiles and really get to know each person that we're looking with to ensure that everyone is a good match for our services. Our team then will be committed to helping you and anyone that we're working with to really reach your goals and find the relationship and that connection that you are super seeking. So just in case you're still kind of on the fence, I'm going to share probably the most common reasons that we hear from people, and a couple others too, but I think the main ones are really that it's a problem. It's not a problem getting dates, it's a problem getting the right dates, and there's a very distinct difference between those two things there. If you are dating, you know this. It can be discouraging when you're meeting people and finding out that they are entirely wrong for you. And this is a very common occurrence when you are using dating apps. People can be using any picture from, last week or 10 years ago. You don't know because you're just looking off their profile and expecting them to be honest and upfront with you. There's a ton of fake profiles and scammers and spam and all those kinds of things. And it's actually just really a lot of work, and it can be a waste of time and energy to start a conversation with someone, get it to the point where you actually want to meet them, and then find out that you have absolutely nothing in common with this person other than you had a good conversation on that. And it's really normal to see people kind of get frustrated and start to lose hope that they're ever going to be losing someone when this happens. When you're working with us or another professional matchmaking service, you can be sure that everyone that you are meeting through us is actually single. They're not secretly married or anything like that. They are wanting to find a real relationship. And that can vary. It depends on we work with people from all different ages. So sometimes it's, they just want a relationship because they're fresh out of college. They're not looking for serious commitment just yet, to settling down with kids. And sometimes, if they're in their later years, maybe they just want that companion that they can have a long-term relationship with and aren't necessarily looking for marriage. This is all stuff that we ask everyone that we're working with, so we can make sure that ultimately that you two have the same end goal in your relationship and you're not meeting someone who doesn't want the same things that you do. We ask everyone a lot of really personal questions. In fact, we probably spend at least 2 hours getting to know everyone before we even set them up on a date. And if anyone were to tell us something like they might be getting back together with an ex, or they kind of just want to date around and aren't looking for something serious, that's going to actually disqualify them from working with us here at Midwest Matchmaking. We also run criminal background checks to make sure that no one has any extensive criminal history. We make sure everyone is employed and that they are actually, single and ready to date, not in the process of a messy divorce or anything like that. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, there's reason number one to hire a matchmaker. The second one, it would be to save yourself time and money. Now, the money thing might make you question what I'm about to tell you here a little bit, but just hear me out. Because at first glance, why would you invest in a matchmaking service where you do have to invest and pay a fee versus a free dating app? And when you start to look at the time factor, that's where the math is actually really in our favor. Dating can add up and be very expensive when you're going on, 2 or 3 dates a week, even if it's just for drinks, things like that, even if you're splitting the check, even if, he pays, she pays, however you want to do it, that's going to cost you a lot of money. It's a numbers game really when online dating, because you never know how things are going to turn out. And so the more you go on, the better your chances are. With us, you're going to be saving your time. And for many people that we work with, their time is their most valuable asset. They don't want to waste hours flipping through profiles, starting conversations that fizzle out or go nowhere, talking up people that they might have a connection with, and then you get to that point where like, okay, you don't actually want to meet, you just want a pen pal. So with us, we're going to be cutting through all that nonsense for you. We are going to make sure that the people we are setting you up with are ready for a date. We're actually going to set up the date for you, and all you have to do is go on it. It's doing a lot of that hard legwork, and I'll see if we can find it. I know we've posted this in the past on our page, but like when you compare the monthly fees that we charge versus the monthly cost that you're spending on going on all these online dates and apps and all the time you're using, we actually are the much better route for that. So if you're wanting to streamline the process, make it a little bit easier, ensure that you have more time to go on the dates that are actually going to go anywhere, there's another reason to work with us. The third reason is that we have experience on our side. We set people up for a living. Between our team here, we have probably close to 30 years experience of working in the dating industry. And we are going to be giving you a much different perspective on dating and setting you up with someone and what you're going to have in common with them than your friend or your coworker or your aunt or uncle or all those people who have tried to set you up. We have a very unique view in knowing each of you and knowing exactly what you want. And not only that, we have been trained to spot the things that are going to lead to higher levels of compatibility that people in their normal lives just don't necessarily know. So, if you want to be set up on another date that may be awkward and you're just doing it because, your aunt wants you to meet this person, that's fine. You can do that. Or you could hire us and work with someone who literally watches people date for a living. And then we can offer you coaching and feedback and advice based on what we see works and doesn't work in real time. So for me, that's, the no-brainer right there is that you have experience in doing this. And another reason kind of goes hand in hand with the time one, but for some people, online dating is very stressful. For anyone, dating can be stressful to a certain degree because there's nerves and all that going into it, but it shouldn't be overwhelming. The dating apps, I hear it just about every single day when I'm talking to a new client, is that I was overwhelmed with the dating apps. I couldn't find the right people. There was too many to sort through. I wasn't finding the right connections, and everyone kind of overanalyzes everything. And what we've found that we have to kind of do when people start working with us after using these apps for an extended period of time is we always kind of have to break these bad dating behaviors that they just are looking at the picture in the profile and they're not giving anyone a chance and all these different things. So it is different and we have to change their approach a little bit, but we are actually going to make dating much easier for you. Again, for all the reasons I've said already, it's going to just make the process much faster, quicker. We're going to handpick your matches for you. We set up the dates. We have a date coordinator here who's going to set up every first date that we go on. And then we will actually reach out afterwards and get feedback to see how the date went so that you don't have to do that awkward dance at the end of the date of telling someone, are you interested or not interested in trying to figure it out? We can do that for you as well. All you have to do is show up to the date pretty much and click a couple buttons through your email and through our website. It's kind of like if you kind of switch your perspective on it and you look at it as kind of like you are hiring a personal trainer when you're wanting to reach better results with your workouts at the gym, or maybe even hiring someone like an accountant or a tax professional to save you the most money during tax season. Hiring a matchmaker is kind of just another one of those things where you go to the professional to get the better results that you're looking for. So working with us is just another way to make your life a little bit easier if you can, and hopefully less stressful there too. So if all of these reasons sound appealing to you and you think you might be interested in getting to know us a little bit better and possibly working with us here at Midwest Matchmaking, a couple of different ways that you can reach us. Obviously, you can message us here, you can give us a phone call, or you can just go to our website, and we actually have 2 different routes that you can take. So if you're like kind of wanted to check it out, you could actually throw your hat into the mix by filling out a free profile, which is really great. You're not going to be actively matched by any means because you aren't actually hiring us at that point. But your perfect person could already be a client of ours, and we are just looking for someone like you to introduce them to. So if you're not aware of that, that is always a great option to kind of check it out. Or if you're really ready to try something different and you want to hire us, you can fill out the form for a private membership. And that is going to be the first step into setting up your consultation with Courtney and getting to know us and us getting to know you to see if you'd be a good fit for as a client for us. So I hope this has been helpful and kind of change your mind and help you understand a little bit more about matchmaking. And I would love to hear comments, questions that you might have, and we can share those below. So, thanks.